Hello students, in previous class we discussed about ray diagrams and image formation by convex lens. Today in this class we are discussing the relationship between U, V and F. So when we perform the experiment with the help of convex lens, we got different types of images. When we change the position of the object, then image position also changing and image distance also changing, and we got different types of images. Okay, and for the image formation also we discussed about the ray diagrams. So now in this class we are discussing a equation. We are discussing a formula. That formula shows the relationship between U, V and F. What is the meaning of U? Object distance. What is the meaning of V? Image distance. What is the meaning of F? Focal length. Okay, so establish a relationship between U, V and F. Let us find out. So what is our topic name? Lens formula. What is our topic name? Lens formula. So this lens formula shows the relationship between U, V and F. Okay, U is nothing but object distance, V is nothing but image distance, F is focal length. So this lens formula shows the relationship between U, V and F. So first, okay, how can we derive lens formula? Now we will discuss. Consider an object OO dash is placed on the principal axis in front of a convex lens. Okay, so consider an object OO dash is placed on the principal axis in front of a convex lens as shown in the figure. Okay, in figure 19, one object O dash is placed in front of a convex lens. Let I dash is the real image formed by the lens on the other side of it. So I dash is the real image, okay, that is formed by the lens on the other side of it. Okay, so observe the figure 19. Okay, O dash is object that is placed in front of a convex lens. I dash is the real image that is formed by the lens on other side. Okay, how is the image formed? Now we will discuss. Okay, so here the ray starting at O dash and moving parallel to principal axis and which falls on the lens. Okay, so here one ray that is starting at O dash moving parallel to principal axis and that falls on the lens. Okay, that should pass through the focal point F1 as shown in the figure 19. Okay, so the ray traveling parallel to principal axis, no, and that falls on the lens, no, so that falls on the lens undergoing refraction. That refractor ray is there, no, that is passed through the focal point F1 as shown in the figure 19. Okay, next, to locate the point of image I dash for the object point O dash, consider another ray. That ray is passes through the optic center P. So to locate the point of image I dash, for the object O dash, consider the another ray that passes through the optic center. So once you observe the figure, in this figure one more ray is there. That ray is passing through the optic center P. Okay, so we know that already we discussed it in previous class that any ray passing through the optic center P that will not deviate. Yes or no? That follow the same path. So your second ray also starting from the O dash and pass through the optic center, it does not deviate and going like this in straight line. Okay, so here the first ray, here the first ray and second ray, the two converge at one point. Okay, so the ray starting from O dash and passing through the optic center P, that will will meet the refracted ray, means first ray, at the point I dash. Okay, this point is the image of the point O dash of the object. Okay, so here first ray, that is starting from the O dash and passing through the okay, the ray first. Okay, the ray starting from the O dash and passing through the optic center P, and that will meet the refracted ray. Okay, first means first refracted ray at the point I dash. Okay, this point is the image of the point O dash of the object. Okay, so means here is nothing but O dash, one object is placed in front of a convex lens. Okay, then the ray from the O dash, one ray, first ray traveling parallel to principal axis, pass through the focus. Okay, next one second ray pass through the O dash, means that second ray is passed through the optic center, and that does not deviate. No, okay, that ray, the incident ray which is passed through the optic center, that is does not deviate, and that meet the first refracted ray at one point. That point of intersection is I dash. From this I dash to draw one line onto the principal axis, that is image. Okay, next, similarly, the image of the point O on the principal axis is formed at a point I on the principal axis. So we will get the inverted image of I dash of object O dash. So here one more ray. Okay, O dash, one object we kept in front of a principal axis. No, we O dash, one of the object we kept in front of a biconvex lens. So from the ray O also one ray traveling, means from the object O also one ray traveling through the principal axis. Okay, the ray which is traveling through the principal axis also, that does not deviate, we discussed. So the ray also travel through the principal axis after falling on the lens. This also not changing its direction, let's follow the same path. Yes or no? Means here first refracted rays, means from the O dash, one ray traveling parallel to principal axis pass through the focus. Second ray is passed through the optic center. These two rays meet at one point. That point of convergence is I dash. From this I dash we should draw one line onto the principal axis. Okay, so here okay, so here from the O also one ray traveling, and that follow the same path, means from the O one ray travel through the principal axis, that also did not deviate, that follow the same path, means here at I the image will form. Okay, so here we will get the inverted image I dash of the object O dash, means O dash is object. No, that O dash image we will get another side of a convex lens, that is I dash. Okay, now PO, PI and PF1 are the object distance, image distance and focal length respectively. Okay, so here P2O, that is object distance, that is showed by U, and P2I, at I dash, that image. No, P2I distance is image distance, PI is image, and P2F, that is focal length. Okay, respectively, this P2O, PO, PI, PF1 are the object distance, image distance and focal length respectively. Okay, now from the figure 19, triangles P dash F1. Okay, from the triangles P dash F1 and triangles F dash I dash. Okay, so here we have two triangles. What are that? P dash F1 and triangles F1 I dash. Okay, means left side of right side of the convex lens. Once you observe, we have triangle P dash F1 and triangle F1 I dash. These are similar triangles. These are similar triangles. So these two triangles are similar, then the ratio of the corresponding sides are in the proportion. Okay, so from that two triangles we can write like this: P dash by I dash, P dash by I dash equal to PF1 by F1I. So here two triangles are similar, then the ratio of the corresponding sides are in the proportion. Okay, similar corresponding sides ratio. That's why we can write P dash by I dash equal to PF1 by F dash I. That is equation number. Okay. PO, PI and PF1 are the object distance, image distance and focal length respectively. From the figure 19, triangles P dash F1 and triangles F1 I dash are similar triangles. Okay, two triangles are similar, then the ratio of corresponding sides are in the proportion. So from that we can write P dash by I dash equal to PF1 by F1I. This is equation number 1. But from the figure 19, once you observe the figure 19, from that means in this figure 19 you should observe the right side of the convex lens. So from the figure 19 we can write like this: F1I equal to PI minus PF1. Okay, so here convex lens right side, once you observe F1I like that is there. So from that F1I equal to, we can write PI minus PF1. Okay, PI minus PF1 is equals to PI minus PF1 equal to F1I. We can write like that. Okay, now substituting. So P dash by I dash is equal to PF1 by F1I. This is equation number 1. But from the figure, F1I equal to PI minus PF1. We can write like this. Okay. Now substitute the F1I in equation number 1 above we get. So here first line F1I equal to what we have PI minus F1I equal to PI minus PF1 is there now. These values we should substitute in the place of F1I, means F1I is equals to PI minus PF1 is there no. This value we should substitute in equation number 1. So what is equation number 1? Equation number what is there? P dash by I dash equal to PF1 by what is there? F dash I. F dash I is equals to what we got? So F1I is equals to what we got? F1I is equals to PI minus PF1. Okay, that's why in the place of F1I in the first equation we should write PI minus PF1. Okay, so nothing is there. Substituting the F1I in the equation 1, then we will get P dash by I dash is equals to PF1 divided by PI minus PF1. This is equation number 2. Okay, now we have another set of similar triangles. What are that? O dash P. Okay, we have another set of similar triangles. What are that? O dash P and P I dash. So we have another set of similar triangles O dash P and P I dash. Okay, so from these triangles we get O dash by I dash equal to PO by PI. So here we have another set of similar triangles. What are that? O dash P and PI dash. So from these triangles we get O dash by I dash equal to PO by PI. Okay, PO by PI. But from the figure 19, O dash equal to PP dash. So once you observe the figure 19 means left side of the biconvex lens observe. O dash is equals to P dash is there. Yes or no? Yes. Hence, in the place of this OO dash, we can substitute PP dash or not? Yes, we can substitute. That's why in the place of this OO dash, substitute PP dash in the above equation. Okay, OO dash equal to PP dash, no? Hence, we can write like this above equations. Means, what is that above equation? OO dash by I dash equal to PO by PI is there, no? In that, in the place of OO dash, substitute PP dash. Then what will come? PP dash by I dash equal to PO by PI. It is equation number 3. Okay. Now, from the figure 2 and 3, from equation number 2 and 3. So, then we will get from equation number 2 and 3, we get what is equation number 2? P dash by I dash equal to PF1 by PI minus PF1. That is equation number 2. And equation number 3, P dash by I dash equal to PO by PI. Is there, no? So, in the place of this, in equation number 2, P dash by I dash is there, no? In the place of that, now we will substitute PO by PI. Okay, once you observe equation number 2 and 3 carefully. So, equation number 2, what is that? P dash by I dash is equals to PF1 by PI minus PF1 is there. Yes or no? Yes, it is there. So, now in the place of that PP dash by I dash, PO by PI there, and it is in equation number 2. So, substitute PO by PI in the place of PP dash by I dash. Then, from equation number 2 and 3, we will get PO by PI. PO by PI equal to PF1 divided by PI minus PF1. Okay. PO by PI equal to PF1 by PI minus PF1 means equation number 2 PP dash by I dash is equals to PF1 by PI minus PF1 is there. Equation number 3 PP dash by I dash is there, no? That equal to PO by PI is there. So, means in the equation number 2 PP dash by I dash there, no? In the place of that we should substitute PO by PI. So, we are substitute, okay, substitute. Then what will come? In the place of PP dash is equals I dash is there, no? In that, we what you can write? PO by PI. PO by PI we are written as is equals to, in equation number 2 what is there? PF1 by PI minus PF1 is there. Okay. Now, we can write this equation like this also, no? How? PI by PO. This above equation we can write like this also, no? What are that? PI by PO equal to PI minus PF1 divided by PF1. We can write like that also. What we have now? PI by PO equal to PI minus PF1 divided by PF1 is there. Okay. So, now this right side, what is there? PI minus PF1 by PF1 is there, no? That equation, that one divide with PF1. Okay. So, what we can write? Here as it is PI by PO we are written equal to PI by PF1, PI minus PF1 by PF1 is there now. Okay. Means here we should substitute this right side one with the PF1. Then what we can write? Right side what is that? PI minus PF1 by PF1 is there. Okay. So that what can write? PI by PF1 minus PF1 by PF1. PF1 get cancelled. Then what will come from the above equation? PI by PO equal to PI by PF1 minus 1. It will come. Okay. Now, dividing the equation by PI. Okay. This equation is there, no? What is that equation? PI by PO equal to PI minus PI by PF1 minus 1 is there. PI by PO equal to PI by PF1 minus 1 is there, no? Divide this equation with the PI. Then what will come? Divide. Okay. How can we divide? PI by PO divided by PI equal to PI by PF1 minus 1 by PI. Yes or no? Yes, we can write like this. Here in this pi by po divided by pi written, pi get cancelled. Then what will come? Pi by po by pi is there, no? Okay, pi will get cancelled. Okay, next here what is there? Pi by pf1 minus is there. That also we should divide it by with the pi, no? Then what will come? Pi by pf1 minus 1 divided by pi. Okay, that equal to pi by pf1 divided by pi minus 1 by pi. Here pi will get cancelled. Okay, then what we can write from this above equation? 1 by po equal to 1 by pf1 minus 1 by pi. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, so once you observe it carefully, here above equation pi by po is equals to pi by pf1 minus 1 is there, no? That divide with the pi both sides. Then what will come? Pi by po divided by pi equal to pi by pf1 minus 1 by pi. Okay, here pi will get cancelled. Then what will come? 1 by po will come. Okay, yes. Next here next to this right side pi by pf1 minus 1 is there, no? That also we should divide it by with pi. Then what will come? Pi by pf1 divided by pi minus 1 by pi. Here also pi will get cancelled. Then what will come? 1 by pf1 minus 1 by pi. So 1 by po equal to 1 by pf1 minus 1 by pi. Okay, so here this side minus pi is there, no? Minus 1 by pi is there, no? That transport towards the left side. What will come? 1 by po plus 1 by pi equal to 1 by pf1. Okay, that equation we got. 1 by po is plus 1 by pi is equals to 1 by pf1 got. Okay, the above equation is derived for particular case of the object while using a convex length. Okay, to convert it into a general equation we need to follow the sign convention. Okay, so the above equation derived for particular case of the object while using a convex lens, and we should convert into general equation and we should follow the sign convention. Here po is nothing but object distance, no? This object is opposite to incident ray. Yes or no? Once you observe the figure 19, p2o distance is object distance. Incident ray is going towards the left side to right side, but we are measuring the object distance right side to left distance. Means po is equals minus u will come or not? Yes, minus u will come. Where is the object is formed? I dash is the image, no? That is okay. Incident ray is going from left to right. Here we are measuring the object distance p2i also left to right. pi is the image distance, means this image also in the direction of incident ray only, no? That's why we should take as positive v. Okay, next pf1 is focal length. So p2f1 is length, focal length, no? So p2f focal length we are measuring from left to right. Incident ray also left to right. This also positive. So this po is equals to minus u, pi is equals to v, pf1 is equals to minus f is there, no? That values we should substitute in the equation. So po is equals to minus u, pi is equals to v, pf1 is equals to small f is 0. That we should substitute in the equation. 1 by po plus 1 by pi equal to 1 by pf1. Then what will come? 1 by minus u plus 1 by v. Okay, 1 by po is there. Okay, 1 by po means 1 by po means minus u, no? Minus u plus 1 by pi is there. 1 by pi is equals what is there? V. Okay, equal to 1 by, okay, 1 by pf1 is there. 1 asterisk pf1 is equals to f. Yes or no? So this equation we can write like this: 1 by f is equals to 1 by v minus 1 by u. This equation is called as lens formula. It can be used for any lens, but remember to use the sign convention while using this equation. So this equation is called as lens formula. So this equation is called as lens formula. It can be used by any lens, but remember to use the sign convention while using this equation. We have u and v in the table 1, means in previous activity we have u value, v value, u value measured now, that were measured during the activity 2. Find the focal length of the lens from these values of the table for each set of values u and v. Means in previous activity we discussed now different types of images formed by the convex lens. So in that u value, v value we got, okay, and u and v values we are in the table 1 now, so that are measured during the activity 2. Okay, find the focal length of a lens from the values in the table for each set of the values u and v. Means in that u value, v value we got in the previous activity. What is that activity? Different types of images formed by a biconvex lens. From that u and v we can find out the f value. Okay, means how can we find out f value? Here we have one formula, no? 1 by f is equals to 1 by v minus 1 by u. If we substitute the u value and v value in this equation, then we can find out the focal length value. Okay, is the focal length the same for each set of values? You might have noticed that the irrespective of the object distance and image distance, you will get the same focal length. So in the table, u value, v value we got, and focal length is same, is there or not there? So yes, object distance, image distance same, so then focal length value will be same. If you do not get the same value of focal length, there may be some experimental error while doing the experiment. Okay, so in such cases find the average values of all. There will be equal of focal length.